We often hear these little bits of wisdom, these phrases that are so common, they kind of just become background noise. But today, we're going to take one of those phrases, put it right under the microscope, and really unpack what it's trying to tell us. I'm sure you've seen this one before, right? It's simple, it's catchy, and it makes a whole lot of sense on the surface. A bad attitude is like a flat tire. Seems pretty straightforward. But what happens when we stop just, nodding along and actually break it down? What is this metaphor really saying about our own potential, our problems, and our power to just move forward? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into. Okay, so first things first, let's dig into the nuts and bolts of the comparison itself. Why a flat tire? What's so special about that specific image? Here's what's so smart about this metaphor. A flat tire isn't an engine problem. Think about it. Your car could have this amazing, powerful engine, but if the tire's flat, all that power is completely useless. It's the same thing with a bad attitude. It isn't a flaw in your core identity, your talent, your smarts, your ambition. It's just a functional part that has failed, and it brings everything to a screeching halt. Now, that second part of the quote, you cannot go anywhere. This is where the consequences get really clear. It's not just some small inconvenience. It is a full stop. Let's take a look at what that stagnation really costs you. Well, first and foremost, all your forward momentum just stops, dead in its tracks. You can be working as hard as you possibly can, putting in all the hours, doing everything right, but with a bad attitude, you're just spinning your wheels. You're stuck, unable to move forward in your career, in your relationships, or with your own personal growth. And while you're sitting there, stuck on the side of the road, what's happening all around you? Life is driving by. New job openings, chances to meet amazing people, moments for adventure. They all just pass you by because you're not even on the road to meet them. And this is maybe the biggest tragedy of it all. All that horsepower you have under the hood, your skills, your dreams, your amazing potential, it just sits there, completely unused. The journey you were actually meant to take, it stays untraveled. And that is the real, true cost of not changing that tire. But here's the pivot. This is where the metaphor becomes incredibly empowering. It doesn't just say you can't go anywhere, full stop. It gives you a condition, until you change it. That implies you have control. It means the solution is right there, in your hands. So how do you do it? You see, changing an attitude isn't some kind of magic trick. It's mechanical, just like changing a tire. Step 1, you have to acknowledge the problem. You gotta pull the car over and admit, okay, something's wrong here. Step 2, identify the source. What's causing all this negativity? Is it fear? Disappointment? You have to find the puncture. And finally, step 3, you act. You make a conscious choice to see things differently, to reframe the situation, to do the work of getting that spare tire on. All right, so let's put all these pieces back together and see the whole picture that this one simple phrase paints for us. Here's the bottom line. Your attitude is not some permanent part of who you are. It's a tool that you use. It's a critical piece of equipment that decides whether you move forward or stay stuck. And most importantly, you are the mechanic. You and you alone have the power and the responsibility to fix it. And when you do, the engine of your potential can finally roar back to life, and your journey can get back on track. So let's look at it one last time. It hits a little different now, doesn't it? It's not just some clever saying anymore. It's a roadmap. It's a diagnosis and a prescription, all rolled into one. Ultimately, this whole thing isn't about blaming yourself for getting a flat tire in the first place. That happens to absolutely everyone. It's about remembering that you have a jack and a spare in the trunk. The engine's ready to go. The Mac is in your hands. So the only real question left is, where will you choose to go next?